Picture this: Sam Vaknin behind bars. Actually, you don't have to imagine it. I have a picture for you. The thumbnail shows Sam Vaknin's arrest after financial fraud in 1995. Welcome to Psych Insight, where we view the world through the lens of psychology. If you find our content helpful, please like, subscribe, and share this video. Today, we need to revisit the proposed treatment modality for NPD, namely cold therapy, developed by Sam Vaknin. If you haven't seen it, please check out my other video, Sam Vaknin's Cold Therapy, while I try to gently persuade anyone to attempt this modality. Today's video was prompted by a message I received about Sam Vaknin's cold therapy. The commenter on my channel described the horror of this therapy being forced upon them, indicating that they sustained both physical and psychological damage. This kind of horror should not happen to anybody. If you have been officially diagnosed with NPD or narcissistic personality disorder, if your family member is diagnosed or you yourself recovering from narcissistic abuse, please seek licensed and professional help to assist you and your family. But please do not harm yourself further and become a victim of Sam Vaknin and his sadistic, unethical cold therapy. There are some published papers on cold therapy, but none are taken seriously in reputable, peer-reviewed circles. Hearing Sam Vaknin's own accounts of how he physically imposes trauma on his patients should be enough to demonstrate why this method to treat NPD is fundamentally sadistic and breaches all ethical boundaries in the therapist-patient relationship. The absence of widespread critique from the psychological community regarding individuals who lack formal education in psychotherapy yet lead therapeutic seminars is notable and concerning. Sam Vaknin, who possesses a degree in physics rather than in psychology or a related medical field, presents a case in point. His engagement in teaching and conducting therapeutic seminars raises questions about the extent to which therapists critically evaluate the qualifications of their educators. It is perplexing to observe the acceptance and attention that Vaknin's therapeutic approach receives, not only from the general public but also from coaches and practitioners, many of whom also lack formal psychological training. This situation underscores the necessity for a more rigorous scrutiny of credentials and expertise within the field of psychotherapy. I feel compelled to speak out. Here's why participating in cold therapy is a bad idea if you have NPD, and why therapists all around the world should never consider this dangerous and unethical approach. This lack of validation from the wider psychological and medical community is a significant reason for its non-acceptance in professional practice. The approach, which involves confronting patients with negative aspects of their personality and behavior in a very direct, hostile environment, and often harsh manner, can lead to increased stress, anxiety, and could potentially exacerbate mental health issues rather than alleviate them. Sam Vaknin's background and lack of credibility as a reliable expert in the field of mental health is a serious matter to consider. Vaknin's own admission of being diagnosed with narcissistic personality disorder, NPD, his history of criminal activities, including fraud and self-admitted sadistic tendencies, blurs the lines between an objective treater and subject, and it adds to the skepticism and wariness regarding his therapeutic ideas. Cold therapy exploits vulnerable patients and their families, while Sam Vaknin receives financial compensation and obtains sadistic supply to further boost his already inflated sense of self as an expert. I am astonished by how therapists, often from various countries, interview Sam Vaknin and seem to accept the disturbing aspects of his cold therapy modality without question. It's perplexing whether they are ignoring the facts or have been swayed by Vaknin's charisma. It's crucial to remain highly attentive to what he is actually proposing and what he admits to being willing to do in cold therapy. Ignore the distractions, the superficial charm, and the deceptive front. Focus intently on his exact words and actions. Do not allow his fake facade distract you. Cold therapy poses significant risks, including the potential for physical and psychological trauma. This can range from physical injuries to profoundly severe consequences like rape, and if that is not deterring enough, suicide following the therapy sessions. Sam Vaknin, the proponent of this therapy, lacks the necessary credentials as a psychotherapist, raising extreme concerns about the legitimacy and safety of his methods. Vaknin practices this so-called therapy primarily in Eastern and Central European countries, where regulations are either lax or non-existent, allowing him to operate without the stringent oversight found in more regulated environments. This lack of oversight is particularly alarming given Vaknin's history of exploiting individuals for financial gain, a fact underscored by his previous imprisonment, as depicted in my thumbnail image. In conclusion, let me summarize. Sam Vaknin himself acknowledges his readiness and ability to inflict physical and psychological harm, and he won't hesitate if allowed. So do not give him that permission. You must say no.